If only security had done their jobs that night, Samoa Joe never would have made it past the arena's metal detector. Sorry, just trying to keep it positive.
Which is hard to do because our story wouldn't be complete without talking about one giant negative. I'm referring, of course, to the arrival of the American hero, Brooklyn Von Braun, in WWE.
Because of Brooklyn, our lives and careers would never be the same. Although if you think about it, they were pretty much the same as they'd always been, because no matter where we went or what we accomplished, we could never escape Brooklyn's loud, obnoxious shadow.
We gave Brooklyn a lot of chances to prove she had changed. Well, mostly Trey did. But ultimately, she only proved one thing. She was the exact same bully she was way back when we were in high school.
And she wasn't just a jerk to us. She disrespected anyone she dealt with, including WWE legends.
Is that all you got? It feels like you're taking a teacup poodle for a walk on my back.
Excuse me, Miss Von Braun. Can we talk?
Can't you see I'm conducting important GM business? Come on, I really need you to get in there. Work it.
It will only take a minute.
What? I don't want my car washed or candy from your stupid kids fundraiser or whatever crap you're selling.
Actually, I'm the original American hero, Kurt Angle. You know, the Hall of Famer you borrowed your nickname from without asking.
Come back in 5 with stronger hands. So what do you want? An autograph from the real American hero? A picture? Tell me what I need to do to make you go away.
I need you to drop the lawsuit against me. If you don't, it will bankrupt my family.
No chance. I'm the way more famous American hero, and I will not allow you to continue profiting off my celebrity.
I won a gold medal for my country with a broken freaking neck. What have you ever done that makes you an American hero?
Filed a trademark? Security!
Wait, maybe we can settle this without lawyers. If there's anything that could change your mind, I'd do it.
Anything? It just so happens we have a superstar who was gone for a very long time and needs to knock off some ring rust. So I'll drop the lawsuit if you can beat Samoa Joe.
But Joe's a monster. He's got that bionic arm that could tear me apart, and I haven't competed in years.
Samoa Joe hasn't competed in years either, so it should be a competitive match. Good luck.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 237 pounds, Kurt Angle.
The sight of the gold medalist, the Hall of Famer, Kurt Angle, making his way to the ring never gets old.
Even I'm not immune to feeling a sense of honor getting ready to see Kurt in action.
Wow, Corey, that's really big of you to admit. Kurt Angle really does have a powerful presence.
It works both ways. It's also an honor for him to have his match called by me.
Okay, there it is.
This man is a bad, bad dude. And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe!
One of the baddest dudes to ever play the game. The first two-time NXT champion. A world-traveled, world-class competitor. One of the most well-rounded athletes sports entertainment's ever encountered. Yeah, the scenery may have changed in Samoa Joe's career, but the attitude is still the same. Samoa Joe does what he wants, when he wants.
A very dangerous, dangerous man. This is a match I never expected to see tonight. Kurt Angle has been retired for years.
Brooklyn Von Braun's legal case against Angle has clearly caused him distress, so much that he's willing to risk his well-being to get Brooklyn to drop the lawsuit altogether.
But Kurt Angle should have just stopped using the American Hero nickname when he had the chance, and none of this would be happening. Instead, he let his pride get in the way of rational thinking. Now he's in for a world of physical and financial suffering.
Textbook vertical suplex.
Bam! Kurt Angle attacking like a madman.
He's firing on all cylinders, that's for sure. Enough already.
Oof! Listen, fellas, we always know Samoa Joe competes at another level. Tonight, I think you're going to see an even more dangerous Joe than you're used to seeing. Expect to see the Angle slam attempt.
Joe counters, it's all over.
It's Trey. He has no business being out here.
Kurt Angle from behind.
He got him. Kurt Angle has defeated Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe is livid.
I imagine Brooklyn Von Braun isn't going to be too pleased either. Too bad. All that matters is Kurt Angle has got the win, and now he can officially be known again as the American Hero.
Since you like getting involved in my business so much, maybe you should pay all the legal bills for the lawsuit I have to drop now.
Yeah? Well, you messed with us in the Best of 5 series, and that cost Red her title, so I'd say we're even now.
Is that what you think happened? I signed Samoa Joe because he was unfairly let go from WWE, not to mention he's a great addition to the roster. But I had nothing to do with him costing you the series. I don't control him. No one can, which is something you should be very worried about.
So if you're not out to get us, then prove it. Give me a rematch for my championship that I lost without ever being pinned.
Let me think about that. No.
That's what I thought.
But what I will do is give the audience something new and fresh. Trey, you're going to face Adam Cole next week for his WWE Championship in a no disqualification match. See? Maybe I'm not so bad after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find someone else I can sue to recoup my losses.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's time for Adam Cole, baby!
The leader of Undisputed Era.
The only NXT competitor to win 2 title matches in the same night. Defending the tag team titles on one night, and then later on that night, becoming the first ever North American champion in NXT. And he has continued that path to greatness in NXT.
You're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk, and Adam Cole has done everything and then some. Steve Austin once described him as fallacious inside the ring and on the microphone. I agree with the rattlesnake.
Introducing the challenger, weighing in at 420 pounds, Reptile. And introducing the champion, from Panama City, Florida, weighing in at 210 pounds, he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Adam Cole!
The big gold belt up for grabs here tonight.
This is a huge opportunity tonight for Trey as he goes one-on-one with Adam Cole for the WWE Championship in a no disqualification match.
Honestly, I'm surprised Brooklyn put Trey in this position, especially after he got involved in the Kurt Angle Samoa Joe match last week.
Everyone thinks they know Brooklyn and her intentions, but she said it herself. She's made an entire career out of defying expectations. It's what led her to success in mixed martial arts, and I predict it will also benefit her greatly in WWE.
4. Nothing fancy here. Ouch. Backbreaker. He's fighting hard and it's paying off.
Over the years, we've come to expect these bursts of greatness from him.
Oh, shows no mercy.
And that poor chair, it looks like a twisted heap.
The champ getting put to the test here. He had to be prepared to take some damage tonight. Shoulders down now. Is it enough to retain the championship?
Yeah, it's going to take more than that to keep him down. Lightning fast reflexes.
This could be dangerous. Power slam. Good night. Oh, shows no mercy.
And that poor chair, it looks like a twisted heap.
Oh, and he lands it.
Really relying on that tonight.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, what a sequence there from Adam Cole.
So resourceful.
Whoa, it's another reversal. A back suplex. Oh, ouch.
These two heavyweights have worked their entire lives for this, and the night has finally arrived. We'll see who will claim the WWE World Heavyweight. Trey has Adam Cole in trouble.
Hold on, what is Samoa Joe doing out here?
Whoa, what the heck?
That makes no sense whatsoever.
What are you doing?
Cover him!
I'm not gonna win like that.
Fine.
And now Samoa Joe with the attack on Trey.
It seems Samoa Joe wants Trey to win the match, and he's going to do anything he can to make it happen.
Count it, now!
I'm not sure why Samoa Joe did what he did, but as a result, Trey is your new WWE Champion. I really have no explanation for this either. As far as we know, Samoa Joe has nothing but contempt for Trey. So why would he help him win the WWE Championship?
Hopefully we'll get some answers soon.
Damn it! I wanted to earn this. Now everyone's gonna look at me like I'm some kind of fluke champion. Again!
I know you're frustrated, but maybe it's not that bad. Besides, if you defend it enough, then people will respect you.
7 years. 7 years ago, you took what was mine, and I never got to take it back. You know, a lot of significant life events can happen in that amount of time. Birthdays, holidays, funerals, and I missed them all. Because for over 2,500 days, one thing has consumed me: revenge. I even augmented my body to ensure that when the time came, there would be nothing that stopped me from destroying you. So now, we're so close. I helped you win this championship for one reason only: so I can finally take back what you took from me.
But that doesn't even make sense. It's not the same title.
Don't say that. It's the same. It's exactly the same. 7 years, and the surgery, and the pain, and I am going to take it back.
Hey, you want to tell me what that was all about?
I had nothing to do with it. You think I wanted to win the title like that?
I don't think you give a damn as long as you're champion. I want my rematch!
I promise I'll make this right.
Okay, chump. Okay, Trey, how about we do that right now?
No, Trey, let's go!
From the outside, my life looked pretty good. I was WWE Champion, and I was about to team with none other than Ronda Rousey in the Mixed Match Challenge. The truth is, I couldn't enjoy any of that. I had a maniac breathing down my neck who'd spent 7 years planning my demise. But at least my title defense against Adam Cole would take place in a steel cage, so that psychopath couldn't interfere. Or so I thought.
Introducing the...
It's not often that a newly crowned champion defends their title for the first time in a steel cage, but that's exactly the situation Trey finds himself in tonight against Adam Cole.
Usually the purpose of a steel cage is to keep two opponents inside, but in this case, I think the intention is to keep Samoa Joe on the outside if he were to get involved.
Honestly, after everything we've seen from Samoa Joe since he returned, I'm not sure this steel cage is enough to keep him at bay.
Oh, what a slam. Ooh, right to the gut. He's not in a good spot here, guys.
Harsh impact.
He's certainly looking in command at the moment.
Yeah, he's got something special brewing here. He might have been waiting on that one.
When you look at this,
It looks like they both did their homework heading into this one.
Oh, look out.
ooh, what impact. Challenger's a little worse for wear now.
He's a tough guy. He can handle the intensity of this steel cage match.
Adam Cole reverses, sending Trey straight into the steel cage.
Trey looks like he's in severe pain.
And right on cue, just as Adam Cole seems to have this match won, here comes Samoa Joe to try to stop him. Joe slams the cage door on Adam Cole.
Joe is dead set on keeping the WWE Championship on Trey so he can take it from him after not getting his rematch 7 years ago.
Trey with a drop kick into the cage, sending Samoa Joe crashing to the floor.
Trey isn't going to sit back and let Joe help him.
Well, it's admirable, I guess, but I think he should take the help.
It appears Red is out here to help get rid of Samoa Joe so Trey can show he can do this by himself.
Don't feed into his ego, Red. If you were a real friend, you'd let him have any help he could get.
Trey is equally determined to prove he's not a fluke champion. He wants to win this match on his own. Clothesline! Watch this here. Power slam! Cover by the champ! And the shoulders come up.
That would have been a shocker.
For anyone who's signed to face Adam Cole, they must be prepared to defend themselves immediately. Cole in the Undisputed Era, do not wait for a bell to ring or a referee to start the match. History has certainly proven that.
Time and time again, we see how Adam Cole looks for an opening and seizes with brutal force. And when he senses a weakness in an opponent, he does everything in his power to exploit it.
From the middle rope, oh, what a splash! A bad place to be for the challenger.
He's lost much of his early confidence.
DDT for the win to retain the championship. 1, 2. Frustration has to be mounting as he kicks out yet again. Speaking of the predatorial-like tendencies of Adam Cole, Byron, it does bring up an interesting point, and that is to be a top-tier superstar, one has to be ready for anything at any time. Would you agree with that, Corey?
It's about time you asked me from my expert perspective. Adam Cole possesses the mindset a superstar needs to reach the top in this business. When you're inside those ropes, it's Darwinism at its finest, and don't you ever forget that.
Still seems a little early.
Hooked up. Here we go.
Oh, right to the side of the face.
Adam Cole looking to end this.
Cover by the challenger. 1, 2, 3.
Adam Cole is our new champion. I can't believe it.
It's not often that a newly crowned champion defends their title for the first time in a steel cage, but that's exactly the situation Trey finds himself in tonight against Adam Cole.
Usually the purpose of a steel cage is to keep two opponents inside. In this case, I think the intention is to keep Samoa Joe on...
Abdominal stretch. It's locked. No, he lets him out.
Yeah, I think he knew he wasn't going to get the submission there.
Axe handle finds the mark.
Double axe handle. The challenger eating up some damage.
If he can hold the line here, he'll be in a good position.
Not again.
One of these competitors is eventually going to have to gain the upper hand.
Adam Cole reverses, sending Trey straight into the steel cage.
Trey looks like he's in severe pain.
And right on cue, just as Adam Cole seems to have this match won, here comes Samoa Joe to try to stop him. Joe slams the cage door on Adam Cole.
Joe is dead set on keeping the WWE Championship on Trey so he can take it from him after not getting his rematch 7 years ago.
Trey with a drop kick into the cage, sending Samoa Joe crashing to the floor.
Trey isn't going to sit back and let Joe help him.
Well, it's admirable, I guess, but I think he should take the help.
It appears Red is out here to help get rid of Samoa Joe so Trey can show he can do this by himself.
Don't feed into his ego, Red. If you were a real friend, you'd let him have any help he could get.
Trey is equally determined to prove he's not a fluke champion. He wants to win this match on his own. In the corner now. Oh, trying to dislocate the shoulder. Oh, again! From the middle rope. Oh, what a splash! Oh, solid cover by the champ. An easy kick out for Adam Cole.
Definitely has his work cut out for him.
Acrobatic action at its absolute best. Double axe handle.
You like that?
Yep.
Abdominal stretch. It's locked in.
This is a great way to wear down your opponent.
Oh, and he releases the submission.
I'm a little iffy on why that would be a good decision.
Uh-oh, bad situation here. We're gonna lock it in.
It's in. This could be over soon.
Specifically targeting the leg.
Well scouted reversal there. DDT.
Shoulders down now. Is it enough to retain the championship?
1, 2, 3.
What a way to win a singles match.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Reptile.
A very decisive victory here tonight.
I'll tell you, Adam Cole's never going to be an industry ruler with losses like this.
That's a title match you're going to be talking about for ages, ladies and gentlemen.
Great job defending your title against Adam Cole.
Thanks. More importantly, I showed everyone I didn't need Samoa Joe's help to do it.
You have anything left in the tank for your mixed match challenge later?
Honestly, I'm running on fumes, so I'm kind of hoping Rhonda carries our team tonight. By the way, do you even have a partner yet?
No. Brooklyn's making me wait until the last minute to find out who it is. Typical.
Well, whoever it is, we might have to face each other at some point, which is going to be weird.
I know. But FYI, I just put win mixed match challenge on the list, and I plan on being the one who crosses it off.
We'll see.
Hey, just watched your match. Good. Hi, have I reached the voice? Hey man, just... Hey man.
Hey?
I hope you're feeling all right after that steel cage match.
Look, if you're worried about our match later, I'll be fine. Turns out I actually performed better with possibly cracked ribs.
Just remember, the winning mixed match challenge team gets $500,000 to donate to whatever charity they want. I don't want to miss out on that because you've got your hands full with other things.
My hands aren't full at all. Look, completely empty. I even had time to think of an awesome team name. Team Rowdy Trey.
You clearly just thought of that, so I think that proves my point about you being distracted.
No, that took weeks of brainstorming. I swear, I even had a think tank put their heads together on it.
Whatever, just make sure you bring your A game later.
The mixed match challenge starts tonight and everyone else knows who they're teaming with. So when are you gonna tell me who my partner is on my way to the ring?
Oh, did I forget to assign you a partner? Must have slipped my mind.
Yeah, I'm sure.
To make it up to you, I'll let you choose your teammate.
Great. I choose Seth Rollins.
You didn't let me finish. I'll let you choose from a group of superstars that I've selected.
Is Seth Rollins one of them?
No. Your choices are Kurt Hawkins, who's now lost over 1,000 consecutive matches, your old trainer, Riley Flash, who I have no doubt is in tremendous ring shape, especially after just flying in from Calgary on 6 connections. It was the cheapest fare I could get last minute. And finally, Drew McIntyre. You might remember he recently helped Becky Lynch acquire your SmackDown Live Women's Championship, so I'm sure you two would work really well together. I know it must be hard to pick from those 3 amazing options, but I need an answer now. See, when you're willing to put your gas station toilet seat of an attitude aside, we can work together after all.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And the Queen.
This is it. This is the match we've all been waiting for.
And the electricity level in the arena right now is...
Hide your wallets. It's Riley Flash.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 252 pounds, Riley Flash!
What? Things are about to get a little more fabulous.
From Staten Island, New York, Carmella!
Byron, are you ready to admit the truth yet? Mella is money.
I am in the top 1%.
Byron, you shouldn't even be in the same arena as this man. Why not?
And weighing in at 231 pounds, EC3.
Look at the physique on EC3.
As the Mixed Match Challenge kicks off, most teams have had weeks to prepare. However, due to Brooklyn Von Braun dragging her feet, Red's team formed just moments ago. This has to be a major disadvantage.
I agree, not to mention, they didn't even have time to come up with a cool team name.
That should be the least of their concerns, Saxton. The real issue here is Riley Flash hasn't won a match in like 30 years, if ever. Red might as well be out there teaming with a sack of potatoes. Really just laying it in. She's looking relentless now.
She's capable of bursts of great activity. The key is sustaining the effort.
What a punch! Oh, again! Carmella may be in a bad way here. No, another reversal.
Neither one of them are willing to give an inch here.
Down in a hurry.
Boom, what impact! That'll turn your lights out.
Carmella with a nice reversal.
Oh, a flurry of strikes.
One thing nobody could ever take away from Carmella is that she will forever be known as the first ever female to win a Money in the Bank ladder match.
She's definitely etched her name in the history books, but Michael, let's not forget that her victory didn't come without its fair share of controversy.
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid to think what's going to happen next. Whoa! Boom!
Fist drop. Here we go. Oh, what impact. What does Carmella have to do to regain her composure? Oh, what a right. Man, that's some attitude behind it. Scoop slam. Double axe handle smash. German suplex, but that's not all. He's going for the cover. She's still in it. Too soon. Right to the back of the neck. Straight punch. Will it be? 1, 2, 3, no. Oh, jeez. I would have sworn that would be it. No way. Astounding power. It's all over but the crying. Carmella's in a root. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3. There's the pinfall. And the victory. Here are your winners. She continues to impress with the win here tonight. Look out, women's locker room. This girl is for real. You got that right, partner. Again, huge win here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And representing the Tribe from Hamburg, Germany, weighing in at 420 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Reptile.
The atmosphere. The baddest woman on the planet.
Representing the Power Trip from Venice, California, the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey!
He's here!
Washington, D.C., weighing in at 227 pounds, Velveteen Dream!
I'm on my own, against the wall.
Oh, you're looking at the future right here.
And from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair!
Been a busy night for Trey, as earlier he defended his WWE Championship in a steel cage match on SmackDown Live.
You have to admire his commitment to teaming with Ronda Rousey, but there is no way he's 100% going into this match.
A smart champion would be resting up for their next title defense, not out here competing in the mixed match challenge. But he can't get enough of the spotlight, and as a result, he's putting himself and his partner at risk.
Ouch! Turning the momentum to his favor.
Not sure where he got this much energy, but he's definitely feeling it.
Putting it all on the line. Ronda Rousey is a... Look at this.
Oh, right to the skull.
He's looking a little off balance. Oh, he's got him here. He's got him up.
And...
great agility there. Gets the tag. Oh, look at it.
Rousey able to counter beautifully.
Tagged in.
Jaw-shattering boot.
Here's a cover. Plenty of fight left.
Yeah, he's not done yet.
A striking blow.
That'll hinder your modeling career.
What's he got in mind? Can you guys believe the power? Oh, what a clothesline.
Forcefully delivered.
He's struggling a bit here. What an elbow drop.
You like that?
Yep. Very unique vibe for this mixed tag team match, that's for sure. It's not your traditional tag team encounter.
6, 7.
Velveteen Dream is down, and it appears Trey and Ronda Rousey are going to attempt some kind of top rope double team maneuver. Ronda launches Trey into a somersault senton splash.
Yeah, it looked like Ronda might have tweaked something, maybe her ankle?
And Trey gets the win for his team.
I think you're right, Saxton. Ronda Rousey is definitely in pain.
You okay?
No, I can't put weight on it.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
This appears to be a very costly victory for Team Rowdy Trey.
This is on our WWE champion. He was banged up from the cage match, and that caused the timing to be off when Ronda launched him into that senton splash. So now they're both hurt. I hope it was worth it for Trey.
Well, you really blew it this time. Thanks to your screw-up last week, the doctor just said that Ronda has to pull out of the mixed match challenge.
Damn it.
But I've got some good news. I already found you a new partner.
Let me guess. You found someone who hasn't competed in WWE in 30 years.
Actually, I found someone who's never competed in WWE at all. Me! I'm stepping down as GM to become an active WWE superstar.
What?
I've been thinking about making the move to in-ring competitor for a while now, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity, especially with a chance to win money for charity. I just love giving back to the community whenever I can. Anyway, let me know if you want to talk strategy before our match tonight. Oh, and one more thing. I tied up some loose ends before I stepped down as GM. You're going to defend your WWE Championship against Samoa Joe on the special 1500th episode of SmackDown Live in a submission match. Later, partner.
I can't believe Brooklyn's a WWE superstar now.
I can't believe I have to be her partner.
It's good she no longer has any authority, but it feels like she's even more ingrained in our lives.
At least it's now legal for you to punch her in the face. Again, I have to be her partner.
She's not worse than Riley. He wasn't exactly in his prime when he trained us almost 15 years ago. Not to mention, Brooklyn has him flying back and forth to Calgary on these crazy cheap budget airlines. He had to ride in the pet compartment on his last connection, and I think he came down with kennel cough.
At least you got to choose him. I didn't have any say in this.
It wasn't like I had a ton of good options. Look, all that aside, I just have a feeling this isn't going to end well for anyone.
Well, at least I can still make the best of a bad situation and win some money for charity.
Even if I have to get a dog vaccine, I still plan on winning the mixed match challenge.
Same here. Minus the vaccine part. Brooklyn is disease-free as far as I can tell.
You may not like her, but she's as tough as they come. It's Brooklyn Von Braun.
And from Fulton, New York, the American hero, Brooklyn Von Braun.
As Brooklyn Von Braun makes her way to the ring, I have a feeling this might not last very long. Honestly, I think in her mind, the less time she spends with the WWE Universe, the better. She's here for business, not adoration.
Oh, great. It's Sammy.
And from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 212 pounds, Sami Zayn!
Guys, I'm just gonna say it. I can't stand Sami Zayn. This man has shown nothing but disrespect for WWE, and the crowd has really turned on him.
Ember Moon is on the prowl.
And from Dallas, Texas, Ember Moon!
You can thank Hall of Famer Booker T for much of Ember Moon's success. This is a historic night as our former GM, Brooklyn Von Braun, makes her highly anticipated in-ring debut in WWE, replacing the injured Ronda Rousey.
I still can't believe Brooklyn and Trey are partners. I mean, talk about an unlikely pairing. They've been at each other's throats for like 20 years.
Well, we'll have to see if their adversarial past affects the American Hero's ability to work together in the Mixed Match Challenge.
I guess Brooklyn came up with that team name. Real creative. Hey, at least it's not as bad as their opponents who call themselves Moons over my Sammy.
Gotta like that.
I bet you do.
You like that?
Yep.
He has something big planned. Press. He's been quickly taking control here.
Yeah, but his people are hoping he doesn't lose focus and stamina. Saw what he had in mind there.
Clothesline! Watching Ember Moon the past few years, Corey, one thing I've learned is that her drive to succeed may be unmatched.
I don't disagree, Cole. It's that drive that makes her so hard to defeat and nearly impossible to game plan for. How do you prepare for a woman who refuses to lose?
The referee really has to be on his game here in this mixed tag team match. As Corey mentioned, preparing for Ember is not easy, especially given that she has no quit in her. But that said, Byron, perhaps replicating what Shayna Baszler did to Ember at TakeOver New Orleans would be a good approach.
Well, as vicious as it may sound, if Ember refuses...
Wait a second, it appears Brooklyn wants Trey to attempt the same double team maneuver that injured Ronda Rousey.
Is she trying to prove she can do it better?
I don't know, but it looks like Trey's not quite sure about this after what happened to Ronda.
Perfect execution by the American Heroes.
An impressive win for the new team of Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun.
I'm still not sure what to think about these two teaming. It's very strange.
It looks like Trey's still trying to get used to it as well.
I told you guys 100 times, Brooklyn's a professional. She likes winning much more than she dislikes Trey.
And here comes Trey's best friend, Red, for their Mixed Match Challenge match.
Hey, good luck.
Well, that was awkward. I don't want to read too much into anything, but it certainly looked like Red just ignored Trey altogether.
It's obvious Red is upset about Trey teaming with Brooklyn, but she'd better get over it fast or it's going to end up costing her team this match.
As this Mixed Match Challenge match begins, we have to consider the possibility that Red's team could end up facing Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun at some point.
Well, given what we know about Brooklyn's ability to get under Red's skin, that could definitely be a volatile situation.
You would think that since this whole thing's for charity that everyone would be able to manage their emotions, but if Brooklyn triggers hothead Red, all bets are off.
She is just dominant right now.
She's a live wire when she's plugged in.
Heavy duty right hand. Oh, look at that scoop slam. Some miscues from Ruby Riott here.
Ruby Riott is anti-establishment. She's an anarchist and someone who takes aim at those born with a silver spoon in their mouths. When it comes to Ruby, it is down with the system. Ruby Riott just too quick.
Oh, look at this roll up on a kick. Driven to the mat with authority.
Reverses, can she take advantage?
Jumping clothesline. What agility.
Ruby Riott turns it around.
Yet another counter. It's like they're both somehow one step ahead of each other.
Ooh, treading all over their opponent.
What a punch!
No breathing room here for Ruby Riott.
Oh, again!
Now it's Ruby Riott fading a bit. To Byron's point about Ruby Riott wanting to bring down the establishment, I need to agree with that. Ruby is controlled, calculated, and possesses an abundance of self-confidence.
All I hear is whining from you two. It's because of Ruby Riott's fantastic qualities that the Riott Squad is one cohesive unit. And the inspirational leader of the group is one of the premier competitors in WWE today.
Ripcord lariat, what a combination! Straight punch!
Jarring. We got to cover.
She's got some fight left in her. Gonna take more than that.
These acrobatics are absolutely astounding.
Uh-oh, could it be?
Now that is the kind of move that wins matches. How is cover?
Shoulders are down! 1, 2.
Oh man, that is as close to a pinfall as I've ever seen.
Textbook vertical suplex. Bam! She's taking charge here.
She's looking good now. We'll see if it lasts.
Kick!
And it's Ruby Riott with a reversal.
No, another reversal. Neither one of them are willing to give an inch here.
Boom, nasty impact.
Shot block. She's got the shoulders down.
1, 2.
Kicking out of that may have used up her last bit of energy. Simply incredible athletic. Will this be it?
1, 2.
Gets the shoulder up. Wow. What's it going to take?
I can't believe she kicked out there.
German suplex. But that's not all.
Heavy-duty right hand. Here's the cover.
1, 2.
Real close. Too close for comfort. Oh, that was close.
No way. Astounding power.
Russian leg sweep.
Measuring it up one more time.
End of days! She can't possibly come back from that.
Hey, what goes up must. That could be it. 1, 2, 3.
Tennis tag's over. What a win.
Here are your winners.
Well, that one was over before it even started.
That may have been the best mixed tag team match I've seen since Polka Dots reigned supreme at WrestleMania 6.
And I'll tell you, the roof nearly blew off this place in Rosemont when the bell finally rang to end this one.
After a couple more wins for both our teams, Trey and I would be in a position we'd never been in before, standing across the ring from each other as opponents in the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge.
Good luck tonight. Seriously.
Yeah, you too.
Do you mean that? Because it seems like you can't bring yourself to say the actual words.
I can totally say it, but now that you told me to, it won't mean as much.
Come on, just say it. Good luck.
Hey, look. It's your partner.
How convenient.
You're talking to the opposition before our match? You do realize I could give them a competitive advantage.
My team doesn't need an advantage to beat someone who's had less than 5 matches.
I'm pretty sure I had less than 5 matches when I was tapping you out in high school, and tonight will be exactly the same. Except this time, a whole lot more people will see me embarrass you. Come on, we need to discuss what we're going to do with our prize money after we win. I was thinking we'd donate it to victims of identity heft. It's when people identify as skinny, but they're actually really fat. I think Red might have it.
It's the MMA juggernaut, Brooklyn Fun! It's the self-proclaimed trainer of the stars,
This is it, the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. One of these teams will take home $500,000 to donate to a charity of their choice.
Don't bury the lead, Cole. The charity part's nice, but the real story here is that best friends Red and Trey are facing each other for the first time ever. Things could get very interesting.
Normally, I think you guys were just trying to stir up drama, but Red and Trey have definitely seemed a bit off lately, and this match certainly won't help matters.
He has become relentless at this point.
Yeah.
Abdominal stretch. Look at this. He let it go.
Curious decision there, Michael.
Kick. Beautiful. In the hard way. He's in full control now.
Such incredible power on display.
Up and this match's brutality starting to show on him. Tough spot to be in. Thunderous slam. Oh, right to the gut. Scoop slam into the ropes.
Man.
Axe handle finds the mark. DDT! The shoulders are down. Gotta wonder what his strategy is here, Cole. Hooked up. Here we go.
This could do it. I guess he's thinking something else here. He's clearly not thinking about winning. Oof.
From the middle rope. Oh, what a splash.
Here he goes for the win. To be honest, I am baffled right now.
In off the tag.
The referee really has to be on his game here in this mixed tag team match.
In the corner is not a good spot to be. Exploder suplex. Ouch.
Comes in off the tag.
Do that.
Absolutely incredible.
He's one step ahead there. Great technical know-how on display.
Amazing reflexes on display.
Scoop slam. In cover here. Another kick out.
How in the world?
Unreal. Oh, again. Oh, what a right. Man, that's some attitude behind it. Set him up for the DDT. He's going for the pin. This could be it.
Wow. Part of me thought that was it, Cole.
In off the tag. Oh, what a suplex.
This could mean trouble.
Lights out. DDT connects.
Looking bad for her here. She's got her.
Red suplex.
Making it look easy. Oh, here we go.
Harsh impact. Elbow drop. Impactful slam. Here we go again. Nobody does that better.
A clubbing blow, Cole. That should end it.
Tagged in. Oh, nasty impact. Looking for the victory. 2.
Look at the look on his opponent's face, Cole. He can't believe it.
Hooked up. Here we go.
Lightning fast reflex.
And now that one's countered. That was impressive, Michael.
And it's reversed. Paying for that mistake. vicious power slam.
He's in a bad spot now. Yeah, he's got to find a way out of that corner. Suplex. She's in control. Absolutely spiked.
DDT. Now in full control.
She's in full control now. Power from the suplex. Oh, and scoop slam. Boom, what impact. Nothing's going to stop her now.
She's definitely energized, but she'd better make sure she saves something for later.
Slam. And off the tag. Ooh, what impact. Is it enough? 2. Barely. There, yet another counter. It's like they're both somehow one step ahead of each other. Wasn't expecting that. And again, yet another counter. Oh, what a DDT! Wow. He's got the shoulders down. 1, 2. Wait, what? Wow. That's pretty unbelievable, Cole. And the slam. He caught him slipping. Oh, that brings a rush of blood to the head. Just cannot be caught. Set up for the... Gets the tag. Suplex. Here comes another one. Picture perfect execution.
A second spot on the highlight reel. What a boot.
Boom! She returns the favor there. Comes in off the tag. Harsh impact. Hooked up. Here we go. Really taking, hoping to end it here. Often heated and acrimonious past, Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun have managed to win the Mixed Match Challenge.
just hope that now that this is over, there won't be any hard feelings between Red and Trey. They've been through too much together to let something like this get between them.
Judging from the look on Red's face, I think that ship has sailed. She doesn't seem to be taking this very well at all. I mean, why would she? Red just lost to her best friend and her worst enemy. I'd be angry too.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up with you riding with her?
Relax. I offered him a ride since we're both going to the gym.
Nice necklace, by the way. Real classy.
Thanks. I'll get you my jeweler's info. I bet he can throw together a runner-up version in no time.
Look, I know we usually ride together, but I wanted to get some extra training in since Samoa Joe basically wants to strangle me to death with his crazy cyborg arm at SmackDown 1500.
I'd be happy to help you work on your submissions. After all, I had a career record of 24-2 in MMA. I left that necklace at home.
You training me is a great idea. It could help me survive Samoa Joe, and who knows, maybe even beat him.
Good. We'll get started right away. And before you say anything, I'm just looking to help. It's the only way he's going to survive the coquina clutch. I mean, that little reversal trick you taught him might have worked in their first match, but let's face it, he needs some real training. We'll set up a time later, partner.
So what, are you friends with her now?
No, it's not like that.
Well, it seems like that. I mean, first you're riding with her, and now you're training with her? Did you forget this is the same person who's tormented us for 20 years?
I got to ride with her one time, and besides, maybe she's changed, okay? People do that. And she was a good teammate, good enough that we won the mixed match challenge.
Are you trying to rub it in? Because I think your teammate's ridiculous necklace accomplished that already. And by the way, who is in charge of handling the charity money that you won?
Brooklyn. She gave it to an animal shelter in our hometown.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe she took the $500,000 and spent it on that awful necklace and murder coat she was wearing? I bet the animal shelter doesn't even exist.
Can't assume any of that.
I'm not assuming she's a terrible person. I know that. And I thought you did too.
Come on. Red. That mural's kind of freaking me out. It feels like you're watching me from every angle.
I am. But focus here. So when Samoa Joe gets you in the coquina clutch this time...
How do you know he'll get me in it?
It's a submission match, which means he'll be going for it early and often, so you have to be prepared. And what I was going to say before you interrupted me...
Sorry, won't happen again.
What I was going to say is your little trick you used against him 10 years ago when you rolled backwards to get the win isn't going to work this time. He'll be ready. And even if you pulled it off, it won't do any good because this is a submission match.
Rivalry submission match.
Right. So I'm Samoa Joe, and I'm going to put you in the coquina clutch. Try to escape.
Oh, I tap!
That was pathetic.
I know. How am I ever gonna beat Samoa Joe? I mean, once she cinches in that arm around my neck, it's all over. Goodbye WWE Championship. Goodbye Trachea. Goodbye Earth. Hello, big ring in the sky. Hopefully.
Okay, stop. You're spiraling. It's not about his arm. It's about his legs.
Huh?
I studied hours of footage of Samoa Joe locking in the coquina clutch. You're welcome. And I discovered a hidden flaw that's going to allow you to counter it and beat him. Give me your phone. Voice password?
Trey and Peyton Royce forever?
Voice recognition volume too low. Please try again.
Trey and Peyton Royce forever. It's a joke. Please don't tell her.
Anyway, like I said, I watched a lot of tape on Samoa Joe, and I discovered this. Watch his ankles. See how he crosses them? He does it every time. That's your opening to beat him.
I don't get it.
Of course you don't. Let me show you. Put me in the coquina clutch and make sure you cross your ankles like Joe does.
What the heck was that?
The secret to not getting the life choked out of you and walking away with your WWE Championship.
Wow, this is weird to say with all our history, but I don't know what I'd be doing right now without your help.
I guess I've been in a charitable mood lately.
Well, seriously, thanks for teaching me this. So, I guess we're good to go now?
Are you kidding? You haven't actually learned how to do the counter yet. On your back. We're going to start with a hip motion. I'll film on your phone so you can watch it back later. It locked again.
Trey and Peyton Royce forever!
Welcome to the special 1500th episode of SmackDown Live.
SmackDown Live has been the home of some amazing matches over the years, and tonight we continue that tradition with the long-awaited, much-anticipated battle between Trey and Samoa Joe.
This submission match for the WWE Championship is 7 years in the making, going back to Trey's debut when he shocked the WWE Universe and Samoa Joe. But tonight on SmackDown 1500, will Joe finally get his revenge?
Hey, what are you doing?
Studying my training footage. I think I actually have a chance tonight thanks to Brooklyn.
Yeah, about her.
I don't want to get into it again. I need to focus on my match.
I actually wanted to apologize. I might have been acting a little crazy lately.
A little?
Okay, slightly more than a little. I called the animal shelter that Brooklyn said she donated the money to, and turns out she wasn't lying.
See? I told you she's changed.
I think I just got caught up with us competing against each other in the mixed match challenge. And then I felt like I was losing my best friend to pretty much the worst person I could imagine. But maybe she's not the worst person after all. There's probably some terrible dictators or criminals on death row who are slightly worse.
That's very big of you to say that. So you should be cool with the fact that Brooklyn is going to be in my corner tonight then, right? I need her out there to coach me through the technique she taught me.
Totally cool with that. Not bothered at all. Besides, I have a big announcement to focus on.
About what?
Well, I decided to get back to concentrating on the list, and there's one thing on there I always wanted to accomplish, but it never seemed possible. Especially when Brooklyn was GM, no offense to your new BFF. But since this is a very special episode of SmackDown Live, it's the perfect time to make it happen. Good luck tonight. Seriously.
Hey, you finally said it.
And I meant it. Tonight, we celebrate 1,500 episodes of SmackDown Live. On nights like this, we look back at the amazing superstars who helped us get here. For me, personally, when I was an awkward teenager, the thought that I could someday do this seemed like a total long shot. but I was inspired by women like Beth Phoenix, the Bellas, Natalia, and Mickie James. Around that time, I created this list of goals I'd someday want to accomplish if I ever made it to WWE. Well, I think I've more than made it. But there's one thing on this list that all those women I mentioned accomplished. But I never have, because it's kind of impossible now. But if I've learned anything on my journey, it's that nothing is truly unattainable. The goal I'm referring to is winning the title that I grew up watching. The WWE Divas Championship. Like I said, kinda hard to do considering it hasn't existed in almost 15 years. But I'm proposing that WWE bring the Divas Championship back so I can honor the women who blazed a path for me and prove that no dream is ever hopeless or unimaginable.
Wait, what? And you want me to tell her right now?
I'm sorry, but I was just told to inform you that the Divas Championship is already spoken for.
Already spoken for? It hasn't existed in over a decade. How is that even possible?
They said you would hear more in the very near future. That's all I know.
What just happened?
I have no idea, but apparently someone in the back has other plans for the Divas Championship.
The following contest introduce.
This match between Trey and Samoa Joe is finally happening tonight on SmackDown. 1,500 after nearly a decade of anticipation.
I don't think Trey was anticipating this as much as Samoa Joe, especially considering it's a submission match, which definitely favors Joe in his coquina clutch.
Let's not ignore the fact that Trey has Brooklyn Von Braun in his corner tonight, who could be the difference maker. Supposedly the ex-MMA star has been working with Trey on his submission defense in preparation for this match.
I don't care who's in Trey's corner. There is no way he walks away with his WWE Championship. In fact, he'll be lucky to walk away at all.
He's stomping away. He's executing on his plan perfectly.
He's flipped the switch, that's for sure.
Something big is coming. Oh! Samoa Joe looking a little startled right now. It's nothing he hasn't been through before. Exhibiting some amazing acrobatics.
Kick hits the mark.
He's in full control now. Oh, again!
Oh, well-measured strike.
Oh, what a nasty knee lift. What a clothesline! Ouch!
Gentlemen, this is Samoa Joe. He is a very, very horrible person. He doesn't lie to the public about what he is. He doesn't sit behind a gilded curtain and try to tell the world he's a good person seeking justice and righteousness. No, Samoa Joe seeks domination and victory. This is Samoa Joe, and you will know him by the trail of carnage left in his wake.
Oh, Corey, he unloaded there. Great decision by Joe to capitalize. Gets him with a counter. And another reversal.
Seems like we're back where we began, Michael.
Not again. One of these competitors is eventually going to have to gain the upper hand.
This might be big. And no luck against Joe there. Running bulldog. The champ taking their share of hits now.
Yeah, but he's not breathing heavy yet.
Nice job by Samoa Joe. Face first. Things are starting to heat up out here.
What could they possibly be arguing over?
Saw that one coming. Joe locks it in. Can he get down? Can he go down with it? He does. Kick. Beautiful. DDT. And Samoa Joe locks in the coquina clutch.
Trey's attempting a counter.
What's the matter? Not like you planned?
It looked like Trey attempted a counter to the coquina clutch that Brooklyn must have taught him, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work.
It's over. It may not be the Universal Championship that Trey defeated him for 7 years ago, but Samoa Joe gets the vindication he was looking for, as he is the new WWE Champion. What the hell?
No! This is awful!
Was this some kind of setup all along?
It had to be. Hindsight's 2020, but Brooklyn Von Braun's change of heart was way too good to be true.
Saxton, you said Brooklyn was going to be the difference maker tonight, and you were right for once. If she and Samoa Joe have formed an alliance, and it would appear that they have, Red and Trey's lives are going to be changed forever.